Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome. Episode 65. Woohoo. Yeah, just coming to you with some info about what's going on this week. This will be another short one. I think last week was pretty short. So just run through the new releases and mention a couple things. So let's get to it. All right. This is February 11th. 2022, just before Valentine's Day. So for your sweetie, you can get them the new Spoon album, Lucifer on the Sofa. Yeah, this is interesting because, first of all, it's on Matador. So it seems like, they're kind of embracing the no longer being on a major label. And it's supposed to be a really good album. They said it's sort of a little more... I don't know, sort of like their kind of more rougher edged stuff a little bit, but still catchy. So I look forward to hearing that. Spoon is great. I've been around for decades, right? Another one here, been a little bit for an album from them, Alt J. This is their new one, The Dream. I love that picture. It's almost like a little bird that's taking a shower or something. I don't know, maybe it's under a net. It's hard to say. It's very abstract, as most Alt-J covers are. So looking forward to that. One that's getting a lot of really good press right now is the new Big Thief album. This is the follow-up to what the last two that they had sort of came out right around the same time of each other. This one is a little more like considered a double album. This is the Eco Mix Recycled Vinyl Edition. And yeah, they're sort of, I don't know, I wouldn't call them Americana. There's a little alt country, but there's also very much sort of abstract, kind of alternative indie rock. I don't know, check them out. If you haven't heard them, I think they always do pretty quality work. So... Amos Lee's new album, Dreamland. Been a little while for him too. I feel like a lot of these people probably would have had these albums out a year or two ago, but because of the pandemic and production schedules, it's taking a while. Slash's new record with Miles Kennedy, number 4, on purple vinyl, indie retail exclusive. I mean, Slash keeps making records on his own. It's like everybody's sort of going, well, where's the Guns N' Roses album? And then you sort of ask yourself, do you really want that? I don't know. Could be good, could be, who knows. Just got a couple of these. I'm waiting for another shipment, and it's been sort of weird. The rollout of this album has been completely bizarre to me, but it's the new Jerry Cantrell of Alice in Chains. This album actually started streaming in the fall, and then they kept moving the release date around. So anyway, it's finally showing up physically, and also strangely at the same time, there's 3 12-inches for him showing up that are all sort of different, limited, color vinyl. I think there's sort of tracks from the album and then possibly additional material. Yeah, I guess that, it's like if it takes you so long to make the actual album and get that out, then what's the point in making a whole bunch of limited 12 inches too that just take more pressing time? I don't know. I guess Jerry can do whatever he wants, right? Okay. Next in the Tone Poet series from Blue Note, we have Joe Pass for Django. They always do such a nice job of these. And again, it seems like, well, this one's not a gatefold, but it seems like the prices keep creeping up and up. And I'll talk about that in just a minute. That one only is like $1 more, but still, you start going like, huh. Hey, Jamiroquai fans. Yeah, Traveling Without Moving. This was their big hit album from 1997, I think. It's the 25th anniversary. Has the big hit Virtual Insanity, which had the iconic video, and Cosmic Girl. I mean, there's actually some extra stuff on here, too. This is an import, so it's not cheap, but, I have to say, they're a band that, you know, kept doing sort of quality work all along the way, and it's just Americans didn't pay as much attention after that big sort of splash. Also, I don't know how much the band was willing to um, work the American market. I mean, maybe they were, and it just didn't happen. You sometimes, as Americans, we don't really know exactly what's going on with promoting some of the British artists. I mean, look at Adele; she's huge, right? But there are other people that should have been huge in the past that weren't, and we don't know if it's the label, the artists, the management, who knows. And then one sort of random reissue here, Soul Asylum's Let Your Dim Light Shine on purple vinyl. This is super limited. I think they only made like, I don't know, 1,000 of these or something. So they've done it before for that album. So, but I'm sure that will not be around for very long. Okay, and then on the that's not much for vinyl, really. And then on the digital front, I have to mention, first of all, the Summer of Soul DVD is out, or coming out. Well, I think it's out now. This is Questlove's movie, just got some Oscar nominations. It's sort of the African-American version of Woodstock. And if you haven't seen it, I mean, I have not seen it yet, so I have to say I'm recommending this blindly. But I've had so many people talk so highly about this, you really probably should try to see it even if you have a passing interest. It's on my queue of like the next thing to watch. Also, well, albums that came out in the fall that are finally making it to CD, and who knows if they will ever make it to vinyl. Kanye West's Donda. Now, if you look at this, it's pretty black. There's nothing except for a barcode and some stuff about the record label being Def Jam and whatever on the back. I don't know if he's trying to pull a Prince Black Album here or what. I mean, the cover was sort of... We knew it was going to be black, but it's just funny kind of actually seeing it in person. I had to make a sticker on it that says, Yay, Donda, just so people know what it is. There's no track listing on the back, so you have to look that up. And it's very... It reminds me of the Yeezus album, where it was just the disc and then no cover art or anything. He's, I don't know, sometimes it's like, why does everything have to be such a statement? I mean, I love it. He's extremely talented, don't get me wrong. I would like to see more of his vinyl actually in stores. For somebody who kind of complains about, or has complained in the past about not having enough money or whatever he has said, at least that's what quotes in the press were, get your vinyl out there. I haven't seen My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy now since probably September. And, oh, that was probably, I think that was in my top 10 of biggest catalog sellers of last year. And it didn't even hang around the whole year. So he's an artist that, and half of his catalog or more are not even on vinyl. If they are, they're bootlegs. Is he even making the money off of those things then? You know, it begs the question, like, can he and the record label not work something out? I just don't get it. If Kanye's people are listening, I'm telling you right now, you could be making a fortune and you're not. So, or, I don't know, maybe you're making it in streaming, but you're going to make a lot in physical too. Okay, moving along. Eddie Vedder's new album, Earthling. So this also is only available on CD right now. The vinyl is postponed. They haven't said when it's coming out yet. Apparently there was some sort of production issue with the vinyl, so that is on the back burner because everything takes so much time right now. There's a new John Prine tribute. This is volume 2 of Broken Hearts and Dirty Windows. It features tracks from Brandy Carlisle, Jason Isbell, Nathaniel Rateliff, Tyler Childers, Mario Price, Emmylou Harris, Sturgill Simpson. Sort of the typical cast of characters, but good ones. All right. Hey, I'm waiting for the vinyl on this. Should be here in the next day or two. The new Urge Overkill. Their first album in 12 years. No idea what it sounds like. It's on Omnivore Records. I need to check it out. But at least you know about it now. New Cold War Kids, New Age Norms 2. New Age Norms 1 came out like 2 years ago. New Age Norms 3 comes out, I think, in April. So these two are pretty close together. I don't really know much about that. I know that Cold War Kids have been popular sort of in the past. Their records have sort of tailed off in sales, so I don't really ever know what to order for them. So if it's something that you want on vinyl, you'll probably have to let me know. Alan Parsons Project, I mean, this guy just keeps cranking stuff out. This is the second live album this year, and it's on CD, and it's a triple. It's like a 2 CD and a DVD, live in Tel Aviv with the Israel Philharmonic Orchestra, which could be cool if you like that sort of. Alan Parsons had some great songs. Cat Stevens' Harold and Maude soundtrack on CD now. That was out for Record Store Day on vinyl in the past year. Couple new CDs. One from Mary J. Blige here. She's playing the Super Bowl with Dr. Dre. Picture on the back is pretty racy, right? She's looking good. Alicia Keys and her new CD. This actually also was released streaming in the fall, and it's finally out on CD. It's called Keys. It's a double CD. All right. So I think so far this year, and that's really all I had to say on new releases. There's been a lot of good new releases, though, especially like critically, and I'm hearing more really good albums early in the year than I think I did last year. A couple of hangover records would have been the Elvis Costello and the Amy Mann. Those sort of came out on vinyl early this year, but were from late last year. And then the Lucinda Williams, that new album where she's covering Rolling Stones songs. It's volume 6 in her Jukebox series. Really, you should check that out if you like her or the Stones, because I think it's probably, if it's not the best in the series, it's probably tied with the Tom Petty one that came out like a year ago. Yeah. Let's see. Other things I thought have been really good or done really well. The Black Country New Road, their sophomore album. Kate LeBon and Animal Collective, both highly regarded. All three of those came out last week. Actually, the fourth would be Mitski. And so all four of those were pretty highly critically acclaimed, and they're all pretty good. Also, there was the new Cat Power record of covers. The new Spoon album, which I mentioned, comes out tomorrow. And even the new Korn album has gotten some press as far as being sort of a return to their original. And what's coming up? So February 18th, next week, I'm just highlighting some of the big ones. Beach House return with Once Twice Melody, which is a double album, and it's already been heavily previewed online. I haven't bothered listening because I'm at the point now where I like hearing an album in its entirety when it comes out. I may hear one or two songs if I'm curious, but I kind of put it away until I'm ready for the full experience, as we all really should do. I know the temptation is always there, but and then the 25th, the following week, is Tears for Fears return, also Soft Cell and Spiritualized. So two bands that started in the 80s, one in the 90s, and or really the 80s if you're being sort of looking back at Spacemen 3. But yeah, so that's a big, hey, we haven't heard from you guys in a long time week. March 4th is Band of Horses. That's been bumped from January. And also Weather Station's new album, which her last album came out January of last year, so it's only been a year. She recorded them both at the same time. So if you like that album, it was in my top 10, if you remember that, of last year as far as top 10 favorites. So you might want to check out this one too if you didn't hear the other one. March 11th is the new Ghost album. March 18th, Charlie XCX and Midlake. The 25th is Destroyer. And that takes us to April 1st, which is the Red Hot Chili Peppers return with John Frusciante back on guitar. That's going to be a big album, I think. And the single was good. It didn't lyrically, it didn't blow me away, but musically, I thought it was pretty great. April 8th, Father John Misty and Jack White. I did listen to the new Father John Misty single yesterday, the one that's sort of, well, I guess they were kind of like orchestral-y, whatever. It has like a swimming jellyfish in the video. It was a great song, but very much like retro in the way that it kind of, I don't know, felt sort of like an homage to like maybe Harry Nilsson or Randy Newman. So, I mean, isn't most of Father John Misty's stuff sort of that way? And then Jack White, as I mentioned. And then April 22nd, skipping ahead a little bit, Fontaine's DC, followed the next day by Record Store Day. All right, so we should be getting Record Store Day lists, hopefully in the next, I would say by probably early March, those things will be out there and publicized. So be looking for that coming up. The last thing I wanted to mention is I keep talking about the prices of things and how they're creeping up. And especially in the vinyl market, it's really kind of disconcerting. I don't want to see them shooting themselves in the foot for making everything expensive. But, you know, a couple new records came out at like $50 price points. I don't know what the choice for that is. If they just say, well, if we make them more expensive, then they seem more limited and we don't have to make as many. And that can sort of dictate the price. I mean, I guess that's one way of looking at it. But one thing that was sort of, not shocking, but yesterday I sort of was snooping around and I came across Radiohead's albums in one of my distributors' listings, and all of them have gone up significantly while they've been out of print. So what that says to me is they're making more, but when they come, you're going to be paying more for them if you've been waiting for them. And the one in particular that caught my eye was OK Computer, which used to run about $27 to $30 was kind of like the average price, and it's pushing $43 to $45 now. So that's a pretty significant increase. We're talking, what, 60, 70%? I don't know. It's a big increase, and it seems to be across the board. Now, this could be because maybe that band in particular is having a lot of their stuff made in Europe, so to get it shipped over to the U.S., it's probably costing a lot more. Everything's costing more, but what I'm trying to say is don't be surprised if you start seeing higher price tags on some of your favorite records. And it's unfortunate that I don't want to necessarily feel like we're taking the brunt of this, because it's really just what the manufacturers are passing on to the rest of us. And we've seen it happen even in the vintage market, where, you know, prices of albums have gone kooky in some cases. Silly money, right? So anyway, I know you're hearing this from every angle as far as like food and gas. I mean, we see all of that, but it's going to be happening with this too. And I guess that's sort of the other side of making more money, or getting a better salary or whatever. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I just wanted to tell you, like, don't be shocked, okay? It's interesting because right now I still have a few of the Radiohead Kid Amnesia left, and I would say if you have a passing interest in that, buy it while you can, because right now it's running about $60, so that's what, $30 per album, plus you get the bonus one in there. And those albums are separately going to be about $40 a piece whenever they show up on the market again. So you'd be paying $20 more, plus you're not even getting the bonus record. So, all right, that's my pitch. Thank you very much. Under 20 minutes. Good. Not quite as short as last week, but thanks. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week with whatever shows up. Take care. Bye.